All right. Welcome in, everybody. It is Wednesday's edition of Daily Bread coming at you live at 5 p.m. on the East Coast because I had to get my ass into the office today. But we're coming at you as you're on your commute home. So fire this up once you get home if you're coming in a little late. West Coast people, we got you covered through that 2 o'clock to 2:30 hour. So throw in those AirPods or headphones and rock with us. As usual, we're live on at Daily Bread Media on Twitter. So make sure to be giving us a follow there if you already aren't, and hit that like and retweet button on today's episode. And then we're live on YouTube. Best spot to be at Daily Bread Media on YouTube as well. Best chat out there. So make sure to be dropping your best bets. Any questions you got for us, anything funny, breaking news, whatever the hell you want to do in the chat, it is all for you. So that's we got Tyler checking in with us as usual each day. We got Marco rocking with us right now. So make sure you guys be firing up that chat. The show is powered and sponsored by at the Wise Guys Diamond Club. So you always know to be checking them out, slide into their DMs. Sosa, how you doing? It's a little later, but we still got the good vibes going.
Oh man, it's a good day. Went to the barber, got a haircut, got that fucking crazy beard off my fucking face, and now we're good to go. All is well.
Well, you saw me shave on Tuesday, so yesterday, so you figured you had to too.
Just trying to be like you, man. That's all. That's all.
And then you got to be rocking a dress shirt.
Oh no, as far as the facial hair thing, you know what I'm saying?
Other than that, you already know this is the best spot for your basketball bets of the day. So we'll start off with college hoops, and then we'll dive into the NBA. But last night, good night on the show overall, other than fucking Ant Edwards. Just got too much of a blowout too quickly there, and he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And then the Lakers just laying the biggest egg at home, and the Bucks just trouncing them. That's probably one of the bigger things I took away from last night.
Well, they're not good, so
It wasn't a trap. 3.5 though. I still can't believe that the Lakers were only a 3.5 dog.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Yeah, man, just got out of the lab.
It absolutely no sense.
The biggest thing I saw from last night, and you and I we talked about it right after that Arkansas game. That dude Duncan hanging on the rim and swinging right back into the guy under him after the time was expired. The Auburn guy was trying to chase him down, and the fans just got right into the middle of that. But that was one of the most disrespectful things I've seen in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't expect anything else from an SEC matchup, right? Like that's just how it goes. They don't like each other, and that's just how the games are going to continue to be,
Yes, sir. We got the chat completely agreeing with us. The dunk was nasty. I mean, it was just a fucking dunk contest style there, but boy, he got lucky. Steven is on his way to the Rutgers game with our main man Goose. So, probably Rutgers money line should be coming there. Saw a stat today. They're 9-2 at home, 2-7 on the road this year. So pretty easy to tell what might be happening tonight. Probably one of the worst beats of the season was Penn State or Michigan -2 with that buzzer beater for no business.
You had two of them, the fucking 10.5 bettors for Kentucky. Dude caught the ball under the basket, dribbled out, waited for the clock to expire, and then dunked it. Like that was one of the wildest things I think I've ever seen, bro. Like that was insane.
Yeah, I guess he knew what that spread was.
I would imagine that to be the case. I could not believe what I was seeing. That was unbelievable.
See, whenever the dress shirt comes out, I mean, what else do you want me to do looking into the office? I can't go in there looking like a bum.
Hey, man, the game is the game, right?
Yep, but we're just about that 5-minute mark. So, we got to start getting into our bets. And then we got a request to talk about the trade deadline because it finishes up tomorrow. So Sosa and I will give you a little pulse, how we're feeling, winners and losers, all that kind of good stuff at the end. Quick segments there. All right, which game are we starting it off with tonight in college hoops?
I think
You
we're
want to
gonna.
get in your first bet out of the way?
Yep, we can get into the Nebraska game. Nebraska, Minnesota. Nebraska at the crib against a program that's really just ass. I like Nebraska to pull it off tonight. Nebraska money line at even money. I got it at plus 100. That's my only college ball play of the day. I love Nebraska in this spot tonight.
Yep. Minnesota, not at the barn. They might add most possessions with the shot up, but I just don't see that slow pace that they do being able to work at Nebraska today. I think Nebraska is going to dictate the pace, get them out in transition, and just completely outwork them, get them into foul trouble since Minnesota runs that short rotation already. So Bryce McGowan's, he might go for 15 plus easy tonight in this game because I expect it to be closer to a 5 to 6 point win for the Cornhuskers. George Mason money line. That's I wouldn't call you crazy for liking that one, but we got Tennessee money -1 dropping in there. We got some good bets going. Where should we start off with? I can't bet against Rutgers, right?
I mean, you could, but that hasn't worked out well.
No, it really hasn't. All right, we'll get into the Tennessee game because I was honestly leaning Miss State here. It just seems like a spot where the public has gotten this and kept this at a 1. I expected Miss State to flip to favorites here. Tennessee's offense, I just don't think will be able to dictate the pace like they want to. Miss State will be able to slow it down here. They're going to, and one of the biggest things that Tennessee relies on is getting those second chance points. And that's what Miss State does extremely well is they clean up the glass. So that's kind of where if I had to be picking a side and rocking one in here, I'd be rocking with Miss State, but that's only a lean here. So the first official play that we got from the day on today's show, everyone's loving Houston today. I'm going to stay far, far away from that one. First one we got, hold your nose. We're fading Bama, Miss State, +6, -110. This line should be 3, maybe even closer to 2 or a pick 'em. I just don't like why and understand it. They might be throwing out some threes and thinking they can get it there. I think Jaquel Joyner is going to light it up, so I'm rocking with the +6 at -110.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech. I asked Sosa before the show if he thought it was crazy for liking Oklahoma today. We've seen Texas Tech isn't the same team on the road. Oklahoma's desperate for a win. I just think it sets up for a hungry dog there, but I'm not going to be rocking it. Next play we got up on the board for tonight. We're going to be back in Tulane, +10, -110. It's going to be continue fading Memphis when they're laying double digits because it's just like Alabama. This team's so streaky, should not be laying 10 whatsoever against anybody at this point, especially a Tulane team that's not too far off from them. You can just see Penny's not developing and not getting the guys to buy in. I think Tulane keeps this within 10, so I got -110.
Let's get it. And I'm not fading. I'm not a big fan of fading Penny. I do think they win the game, but it'll be a closer game than it has to be.
And it's been like almost every single game this season for Memphis, except for their 2 or 3 quick ones where they got out the gate.
Imani. They're waiting for Imani. I'm hoping he comes back. That's my only hope. I hope that he comes back.
Do you think he does?
I pray to God he does.
Do you think Shaedon Sharp comes back to Kentucky?
Shaedon?
Yeah.
Is he eligible for the draft?
Yes.
No.
Did you see that BS that Kentucky's trying to put out right now? They're like, this was our plan all along, redshirt him this whole year, get him ready for next year. He was always going to come back and play for us. And it's just like, no. He's 100% going to the draft as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I don't think he should stay in college. I don't see any room. I don't see anywhere where no, absolutely not. I don't see him blowing up or I don't see him like staying. No way. No fucking chance.
No. Anyone else got any games that they want to drop in here to ask us our questions? Because we got a decent amount more people rocking with us now. So you always know, hit that like and hit that subscribe button if you already aren't, because we're about to get into Sosa's player props and sides and totals for NBA. I'll hype them up in 1 minute there when we get there. But the last game we got to be rocking with, and it's the grossest bet I think I might have made the whole season. San Jose State plus 17 minus 110. Have some balls, rock with it. Extremely sleepy spot for San Diego State. If you don't want to pull full unit on it, by no means you don't have to. We're not getting it when it was at plus 18 because we were at work and we're playing at the number where it's currently sitting at. San Jose State plus 17 minus 110.
Yes, sir.
3 dogs.
Love to see it. I only have 3 NBA plays tonight. 2 of them are totals. Well, actually, it's 4 total. 2 of them are totals. 2 of them are player props.
Wait, before we get there, you're hot. Let's see if you can stay hot. And you're not just backing favorites either for the full game. So the hot streak that you're on is coming. Calculate it. First halves, player props.
Totals. Oh man, the first player prop I like tonight is in the Charlotte Hornets Bulls Chicago Bulls game. My favorite play in this one is going to be PJ Washington over 13.5 points. The volume is there. He hasn't been awesome, but I like the matchup with him tonight, especially with him playing like a stretch 4 role. They struggle against players that do what he does. He's added that catch and shoot factor, 3-point shooting to his game, and his ability to space the floor. He also plays better at home. PJ Washington over 13.5 points at minus 110 is my favorite play in that game, and I'm also betting the over 237. I think we get lots of offense, and it's just a back and forth affair. I think both teams put up well over 120 apiece in this one.
Yeah, that is a great matchup for PJ, coming from my man Steven, who rocks with his Bulls. And some little ATS trends for this over here. When Bulls games have been listed higher than 230, 3-0 on the season. So when it's listing it high, they know it's right. With Charlotte, I mean, their games are usually around the 230. So this is just business as usual for them.
Yeah, just like I said, only 2. Those are the 2 plays in that one, and I got 2 other ones. In the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers. I like what we're hearing that LeBron is questionable. I don't think he plays. If he doesn't play, give me Anthony Davis over 26.5 at minus 108. Could probably even play him to 30. I think it'll be a competitive game. Even though everyone is expecting, Portland to just lay down, I don't think they lay down. I think it's a much more competitive game than people would think, partially because the Lakers fucking stink. Off of back-to-back traveling, oh yeah, give me, like I said, that I like it to be a competitive game. And in the event that LeBron doesn't play, I would play Anthony Davis up to 30 points.
What about that big spread?
I think, like I said, that's just my lane. I think it'll be a closer game than people think. The Lakers will probably win the game because, I mean, have you seen the roster for Portland? They fucking stink. They traded for a guy that never even played, and they traded Nickeil Alexander-Walker to Utah today. So they made a trade yesterday for no reason. Got players that they never wanted on the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're still on a back-to-back as well. I mean, they don't have the travel component of it. And we said it yesterday, Anthony Simons, 4th straight game, exactly 19 points.
Yeah, tonight
he's 5 in a row, right at 19.
He'll go over that tonight, but I'm not gonna.
You saw they juiced it to 23.5 for last game, so they might have brought it back down. I don't have his number right up in front of me right now. But 4 straight games directly at 19, and he started off cold like Edwards did last night, but he was able to put it back together a little bit better.
He's at 20.5 tonight, but I like him to go for 25 plus. 25 plus for Anthony Simons tonight. And I believe that's at plus 210. The Lakers give up points to whoever the opposing point guard is.
3-point drop on a back-to-back where he didn't shoot that well.
Yeah,
Wild. That's a
25.
big 3-point swing right there. That's why you got to be monitoring those numbers, because at first I didn't like it because I was thinking it would still be sitting up at 23, but they're really dropping it right to where his average is. Give it to us.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking him to get 25. And my final play for tonight is going to come from the Minnesota Timberwolves Sacramento Kings game. And we're going to go Minnesota's first half team total over 62.5. Playing the same team as yesterday. They're equally as bad. They scored well over 70 last night in the first half. And one would argue that they shot the three well, but they didn't really shoot the ball well in the first half, and they still put up 73. I think Minnesota easily puts up over 62 in the first half today against the Sacramento Kings. Back to back at the same spot should be a breeze.
Is this the first time it's ever happened to back in the same spot?
No, they was doing that last year. When they started that shit last year because of COVID, they would just get the two games out of the way back to back. They started that last year. That's not the first.
I
Hey,
didn't know
man,
they continued that into this year. That's strange.
listen, man. Last night was not for props. Fuck props. Size and totals. I'm locked in. But right now, props are. You can't do anything about blowouts, bro. Nothing you
I'm
can do about
surprised. Here it is. Finally, I was about to say I'm surprised no one's brought up the Raptors game so far, because you have two of your better teams ATS this season squaring up. And I forget who was dropping it in the chat the last game, but anytime that like the Thunder are double-digit dogs so far this season, it's almost easy money.
it. Hey, man. You're not gonna get me to question what's going on with Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse doing a great job like usual. He's a great coach.
You know, we're not saying we're on the Thunder, and the Thunder could easily lay an egg here, but it's just that they barely got it through against Golden State on Monday night. So that's kind of where you're laying a similar number. I mean, it's just Toronto's a different beast right now.
Yeah,
When they're on this winning streak, it's almost you just blindly bet them, because anytime they've won 3 or more games, they're 8-2 straight up and 7-2 ATS. So when they get hot, they keep rolling. And like we said on Monday, this team is getting in the driver's seat to try to make a run at something higher than a 6 seed.
that's a fact. I also think that this Toronto team is well equipped to be fucking good. Pascal Siakam has finally learned how to be an efficient basketball player. The jump shot's a lot more consistent. He passes the ball at a high clip. Scotty Barnes is not afraid to shoot, even if he doesn't make them. Yeah,
I think I got an angle in this game.
All right, what are you liking?
Just trying to get the number. 3.5 first quarter. Get it in and out easy. That's kind of where first half is sitting at 6 to 7. So that's why I don't like that as much. First quarter, get in and out up by more than 3. I'll do it. Minus 110.
You're doing it. See that's the thing. They was
Thunder come back
some,
in the second half. They get down and dusted early so far. That's what their mantra has been. It happened against Golden State. I think Toronto comes out the same way. They don't want to play the fourth quarter tonight.
Let's get it.
So if you tapped in late to the show, my college hoops plays so far was San Jose State plus 17 minus 110, Ole Miss plus 6 minus 110, and Tulane plus 10 minus 110. Favorites are killing it in the NBA, but hopefully not in college hoops tonight.
No. And we're gonna you said we're gonna talk about the trade deadline, right?
Yeah. You want to get into some trade deadline talk?
Trade deadline tomorrow. I saw some like really stupid tweets where they were talking about like giving up 4 players for James Harden. Like that's fucking idiotic.
Yeah, he's not getting moved. I don't think the trade happens by tomorrow anymore. Everyone keeps pushing and saying it. I don't think it gets through the door.
It better not happen. I swear to God, it better not. And if it does happen, Matisse and Maxey better not be leaving.
No, that's what I was about to say. It would have to be Ben and Curry, and that's about it. Or Ben and Danny Green. I know they don't want that small package plus a pick, but I'm not willing to give up anything else more, because these are going to come to us in the offseason anyway, so what does it matter at this point?
Exactly. It makes no sense to empty your cupboards to fill it up with
especially someone in the division where we'd have to deal with Ben for the next 5 seasons. Like, it's just not something that Sixers would want to do. If Ben ultimately ends up moving there, than he does as a free agent. But I don't think the Sixers are going to trade him within the division whatsoever.
That'd be fucking stupid. And if anyone's suggesting that they trade him to Brooklyn, like, I think it'd be fucking dumb. I mean, would I like to get James Harden this season in shape, playing with Joel Embiid, who's playing out of his mind? That'd be great, but not at the expense of the future of the organization for the next 10 years. I'm not buying a window of 2 seasons. I would rather take my chances with a young core and trade Ben for assets that are younger that can help push the organization forward in the future. I'm not further.
Yeah, you need those cheaper pieces right here if we're going to pursue Harden in the offseason, where he's probably going to get overpaid for his 3 seasons, definitely on the wrong side of 32. But that's kind of where you need to see him and Joel play together, because they're saying that what Harden done has been so purposeful against the Nets organization because he wants to play with Joel. So that's where it's just like he recognizes he's had Capella, he's had DeAndre Jordan, he's had other centers with him that you've never given him an MVP caliber center.
The thing is, though, is that Joe doesn't like playing in pick and roll. So, like, it's not that it wouldn't work. It's just like it just sounds good from the outside off rip, right? But you don't want to be in a situation.
Well, it's not going to be constant pick and roll, though. At least he gets it up there more frequently, though. At least you get a few more possessions, because at the end of the day, Sixers offense gets extremely stagnant in the fourth quarter. That small little pick and roll can get the juices back flowing again and back into the different role.
And he has the ability to get a bucket better than anybody on the team. Now, if we're talking about moves that have been made so far, the best move is easily the CJ McCollum move for New Orleans. They get an all-star caliber guard who can play the 1 or the 2. I think he plays point guard in New Orleans. I really do think that this is a move that keeps Zion Williamson engaged. We all know that he's not leaving until he gets the first extension. Nobody ever does. Like, so if the New York Knicks are believing bullshit that they can just that they're going to be able to get him to just pull up and everything, that's fucking stupid. Again,
do you think they're going to become a defensive liability though?
No, because I like their coach, and I think Willie Green gets the best out of players. I think that's something that's to be said about Willie Green that people don't pay attention to is Willie was not a like a superstar. You know, he was a role player, and those guys end up being the best coaches in basketball. It's never the stars. Like if you're a role player, because they have a level of relatability. Like they can have a conversation with the 5th guy on the bench, and the conversation can be relatable.
And he was the first guy next to fucking all the past Sixers coaches, Maurice Cheeks, and you're just listening in, taking in that information and just soaking it up. And he was always a smart player. It was just that the athleticism and the shot just wasn't a full-time player. Maybe more now with an extended 3, he could have become a more reliable 6-man. But yeah, just from what he's picked up, and that's more what it is he can get the guys to buy into the system and play defense. Maybe CJ just isn't that bad, and he just didn't want to fucking play for Chauncey.
Well, no. Don't get it wrong. CJ can't guard you or me, but that's not what he gets paid to do.
We can try a little bit harder, maybe.
I mean, he be trying, but he be getting.
I was about to say, because Zion, I'm still not sold on him completely defensively. Ingram, that's where I'm just saying they just look like they need their center and their true point that they technically have to be complete lockdown.
With Valanciunas at the 5, you know, he's a good help. He's a good guy you could drive to help. But I don't know. It's all based on offense and then being able to score a bunch of points. And I like that in today's NBA. I mean, you don't need to be a juggernaut defensively. You need to get stops when you need them. It's not that whole like defensive liability. That's bullshit now, especially in today's NBA, because the scoring is so high paced that like you could be down 25 and you're still in the game, right? Because it's not the same. It's no longer the same. So I think.
So
my bad. Go ahead.
I got a question for you to stay with on the Pelicans here. I'm just pulling up the standings just to make sure I don't misquote anything.
Yes, I think they're a playing team.
No, It's not that. Who would you rather be right now, and who do you think ends up with more wins at the end of the season, the Lakers or the Pelicans?
The Lakers.
The Pelicans have 4. They have 4 less wins, so the Pelicans would be probably sitting at like plus 250, plus 400 odds.
The Lakers. The Lakers end up with more
Barely.
wins. Yeah, because the NBA's fake, and they'll make sure that LeBron gets in. Like, it's come on, man. Like,
Well, I was just more thinking the Wolves might fall out a little bit more, the Clippers might fall down a little bit more, and the Lakers get there. But I think if someone could give me a line, I think the Pels get at least within 1 or 2. I don't
hey,
think they stay that much more down because they could make a nice run. Depends how
I
quickly they
love
mesh and gel, but they're on that 4-game winning streak.
I love the pickup of CJ. Um, but like you said, the whole team could be a defensive liability, right? I personally do believe that CJ makes them a better team. Will they make the playoffs? I don't know. Will they? But I do think that the team is better equipped future wise. Um, McCollum and Ingram are two pretty nice pieces in the event that that Zion isn't the guy, and then you still have money. You got money, and you got the ability to. There's flexibility there still within the organization. So I like what New Orleans done. Also, let's not forget that Jackson Hayes been playing at a really high level. He doesn't get a lot. People don't really talk about him very much, but he's indeed a super. He's like a super underrated player that has really blossomed in the minutes that he's gotten this year. I don't think it's talked about enough.
All
Y'all thought
right.
I was gonna call him a superstar. Relax. I wasn't gonna do that.
Got 2 more questions for you on the trade deadline than anything else you got. Who is going to be the next player to be traded, or who do you think definitely gets moved before the deadline? You could give us an obvious one, or you could give us a wild card one, whatever the way you want to
I
take it.
think that Indiana is doing everything in their power to get rid of Malcolm Brogdon. I think Brogdon could be a guy who's moved. Luguentz Dort, if the right caller calls up Oklahoma City, because I don't think they're going to pay him long term, and I don't think he would want to stay in Oklahoma City long term. So he could definitely be a player that I could see like a team trading for and keeping the commitment of paying him. He's definitely a player that oh right shit, they can't move Brogdon until June. I forgot about that.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, I thought yesterday that the Halliburton move was to try and get Ben Simmons, but I mean that's they I don't think they make that move without trying to get Brogdon off the books. That'd be stupid, right? That wouldn't make any sense. Um, Dort, maybe. I like Dort from Oklahoma City, maybe having the opportunity to go to a good team. Um,
I think the Hawks are a team that definitely make a move because I think Gallinari gets moved.
I think Herder has a good shot of getting moved as well because his contract's up and they're not going to pay him. He's going to easily get more money somewhere else. So I think Herder could possibly be on the way out. Gallinari, you could always go for shooting if you're a contender at this time of year. It's just the problem with that. The problem with that is where they are right now in the standings. Do they want to keep the pieces that they have together because they got kind of far last year? Obviously, Atlanta's been trending in the right direction over the last like 3 weeks, but it's interesting. They're at a crossroads with a couple of their guys. They traded Cam Reddish for a bag of chips. Um, so
Yeah, Gallinari could possibly go into the Raptors. And then the last one, who got the worst? Did anyone get the worst end of the stick, or who got the worst end of the stick? Josh Hart or Joe Ingles?
Josh, 100% Josh. I mean, you know what? Neither of them. Josh Hart got paid by New Orleans. He got his market value. Joe Ingles tore his ACL, so like he wasn't going to play anyways. He's getting paid to do nothing to rehab. So
Same Bradley Beal.
and same thing, yeah. Bradley Beal's getting max money, and he's not leaving because he wants the 245 M's. I mean, he's not fucking leaving.
Yeah, it was strange how the wrist surgery came out now when he saw there's not really many good suitors. Nowhere where he wanted to end up, but that was probably always in the plan.
Yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with him, and he's not taking a pay cut to go win. So,
But to say we're about at that half-hour mark. The only other player, think of Schroeder. Does he get moved? I don't think anyone wants him.
Schroeder possibly. Sabonis got the most screwed. Sabonis did get screwed.
Yeah, That was us yesterday. We're saying Sabonis. We felt bad for him, but I was kind of like
No,
Josh
you
Hart kind
felt
of
bad
got.
for him. I don't feel bad for him at all. Like I don't feel bad for him at all because he got his money, and I mean, you know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for Tyrese Halliburton. Like this kid was at like a press conference like 2 weeks ago talking about how he wanted to be a part of the culture change in Sacramento and be a part of building something, and then they fucking traded him 2 weeks later. I feel bad for him. I mean, maybe it's for the better, but I mean, it's like going
Yeah,
from
no, it's
Sacramento to
100% for
Indiana,
the
it's like
better. Kings stay
really that much
kings of
better.
being the worst franchise in the professional four sports.
I don't know, man. The New York Giants exist.
Hey,
No, I'm just playing.
nah, until someone else can beat that iPhone reference where the Kings haven't made the playoffs since the OG iPhone came out, because I'm pretty sure every other professional franchise has.
Fucking Bengals are in the Super Bowl. I believe it.
Yeah, I was about to say, literally every other franchise has made the playoffs at least once. The Lions made it. The Browns had their year.
Interesting. Man, De'Aaron Fox is a fraud. He just has cool outfits, man. That dude stinks. He stinks. But he
Other
continue to
than
rip off.
that, you don't got much else.
Yeah, man. Nah, we just we got the plays, trade deadline talk, James Harden watch. Will Ben Simmons get traded before tomorrow at 3 p.m.? Find out on the next episode of Daily
Yeah, I
Bread.
was about to say that if Simmons does get traded, me and Sosa will have a space or go live on YouTube. Don't you worry. If that ends up happening, we'll get instant reaction regardless of when it is for you guys out there.
D-Rock, please don't get fooled by De'Aaron Fox. Like, he's playing Minnesota. They don't really play defense against point guards. He stinks. He sucks, bro. He has really nice outfits, but he sucks. That's all I got.
Till tomorrow. Make sure you hit that like button. We're out.